Let the interview begin.
Hello, everyone to the Fluminense podcast. I'm here with Peter J. Morton. Hi, Peter. Thanks for being here.
Hey, my pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So, first off, I want to ask how you got into acting way back in the day.
As far as I'm aware, I had a lot of energy when I was a child. I just became a parent myself, and my little one's going to preschool out here in America. And my mum told me the other day that apparently at my preschool, they told her that it wasn't for me.
Oh.
maybe I had a little bit too much energy. They couldn't handle me. So I think what she did was she kind of harnessed that extra energy and sent me to drama classes. As a buddy of mine who went along for an audition, I happened to go along with him, and I ended up booking the part.
Nice.
I kind of fell into it, really.
All right, so you're from England originally, aren't you?
Yes, I was born and raised in England and moved out to LA with my now wife about 10 years ago.
Oh, nice, cool. So one of your major first roles was Grange Hill. So how did you get the role of Grange Hill, and what was it like being part of Grange Hill?
So I'd done quite a bit of work before Grange Hill, bits and pieces. Like I worked for the Children's Film Unit, did a movie with them, and did a show called D-Mob with Griff Rhys-Jones and Martin Clunes. Grange Hill came about because my agent was sending all her people up for it. And sorry, truck's going past. I'm literally in the industrial estate here, so I'll close the door. I desperately wanted to be in Grange Hill because Grange Hill was kind of like the pinnacle of kind of child acting back in the day. And I love the show. So, went along for an audition. The first time I auditioned for it was for the role of Sam, which eventually went to Kevin Bishop.
Oh, okay, cool.
And that was actually the first time that I've ever been kind of rejected from an audition. So I took it really badly. But then I got a renewed sense of like, I've got to get in this show, you know. So I didn't audition for the following year for the role of Kevin. Again, they didn't think I was quite right for that, but they brought me back for the role of Wayne. So they kind of did a private interview of me, and initially it was only a few episodes. I think my character was meant to be in, but they ended up extending it, so that was kind of cool.
Wow, yeah, because you're in about 90 episodes, aren't you, altogether?
Yeah, I did about 7 years on the show.
Wow, and what was it like being part of such a big show?
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, I kind of grew up for all the pivotal years of my teenage years was all spent on set, and the guys I'm friends with at Grange Hill, I'm still friends with to this day. So it was an amazing experience, and I got to work with a lot of already established actors and learn so much about the industry and the business. Of course. So it was very beneficial.
Awesome, that's cool to hear. So was there any favorite moments from the show?
I was really lucky, I got paired with Laura Sadler, who she was already quite an established actress, and she'd done a lot of work when they brought her in, and her and I kind of just gelled. So I, really hold all the memory of working with her very close to my heart, because we had such a good time behind the scenes. And because she lived 10 minutes away from where I was, we were local to each other. We ended up becoming very close off the back of that. So I really do treasure working with her. Also the stuff I got to do, because Aidan J. David and I, Aidan started a year before I did, and we became really close friends through Grange Hill. We never got to work together in the show until the final year, when they kind of paired us up, and we ended up doing quite a few scenes together. So that was always good fun, because we really laid into each other.
Nice, that's really cool to hear. So after Grange Hill, you've done quite a few other projects. So have you got any favourites you were part of?
It's difficult to say, really. I mean, I a lot of people don't know this, but I did off the back of Grange Hill, I did voiceover for Comfort Fabric Softener for about that was about 5 years, and I played the character of Darren Denham.
Oh wow!
And that was a great gig because, I'd literally go in for, an hour or so at a time. And it was Aardman, the same company who made Wallace and Gromit.
Oh, no.
So they made a little character of me. And yeah, actually, I think that they made they're like dolls that you buy. I think they're on eBay. They're collector's items now.
Oh,
but
cool.
yeah, I've got my own little doll as well. So that was really really special thing to be a part of.
Nice, really cool. Do you own that doll then?
Yeah, I think my mum's got it somewhere actually.
Wow, a mini you.
Yeah, he's a lot more handsome than I
am. So you also did a bit of directing and writing. So what made you go into that direction?
I just love telling stories basically, and I think it's really tough if you're an actor in this day and age because everybody has in their pocket the capability to make movies.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah.
And everybody, with social media and whatnot, everybody kind of thinks that they're a star in their own right.
Yeah.
So, I've always been very much about making my own work and trying to produce content for myself and my friends. So that's pretty much how I fell into, doing a bit of writing and directing.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so I've got a screenplay that I'm kind of touting around at the moment. I've got a couple of screenplays. And then there's some stuff I think I'm working on with Aidan and I used to make movies together all the time.
Oh, wow.
So there's one actually on YouTube. If you type in Over the Hill, and that's it's kind of a mockumentary about myself and Aidan trying to make it in Hollywood.
Oh,
we made that about 11 years ago with a view to pitching it to the BBC as a kind of a series that. Yeah. But it's very tongue in cheek, very kind of comedy orientated. But yeah, we've been making movies for years.
Wow, is he in LA as well, or is he still in the UK?
No, Aidan's still in the UK. But yeah, we talk often, talk pretty much once a week. So
it's cool. So are you working on anything else that's not yours, like for other companies?
Yeah, I mean, there's always, opportunities for auditions and things coming in. So I'm still kind of heavily into the acting.
Yeah.
It is tough. The industry's kind of picking up a little bit after COVID because COVID's, shut everything down out here.
Of course.
So yeah, and other than that as well, I kind of worked with a company called Man Monster. I helped to get that off the ground, and that's kind of a horror themed retro magazine and convention.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, we put on these conventions across the country here in the States, and we bring a lot of horror genre movie stars, people like Bruce Campbell from the Evil Dead films. Wow. And we had Hulk Hogan at one, William Shatner at one, and Kirk Hammett from Metallica. So yeah, I got to meet all these incredible people and spend a bit of time with them. So that's been pretty amazing as well.
Awesome. That is so cool. So throughout your career, what are some of your more personal or biggest accomplishments you feel you've achieved?
Probably, I don't think I've accomplished what I hope to, if that makes sense. I want to leave something behind when I'm not here anymore. Something that people say, "Oh, that was pretty impressive."
Yeah.
I've been writing songs for years. I'm not the best singer in the world, but I play guitar and I can write a pretty decent song. So, I've been looking to maybe get some of the songs to other artists to perform. I really enjoy doing that as a pastime. But I guess my greatest achievement is becoming a parent. It's changed my life completely. So recently we had our second little girl.
Oh, nice.
And so it's just been such a massive eye opener for what we are as humans and stuff. And not only that, but what our parents went through in bringing us up, because you start to understand so much about the human condition when you become a parent. So other than like professional stuff, that is definitely kind of the thing I'm most proud of.
Awesome. That's amazing that you've obviously become a father in yourself now, so that's amazing.
Yeah.
So apart from obviously said music or TV, what are some of your other interests you've always wanted to push that little bit further?
You know what? I've become really into running in the last few years.
Yeah.
So and specifically kind of long distance running.
Yeah.
So at one point last year, actually, I challenged myself to run 1,000 miles in 10 months.
Yeah.
So 100 miles a month, and I managed to do that. I also ran my first marathon recently. I did it on my own, which was quite a challenge. But I love running. I love getting up first thing in the morning before anyone else, watching the sunrise on a good run, pushing out like 8 miles or something. Because by the time I get back and everyone else in the house is in bed, I feel really, really smug with myself.
Yeah.
I definitely want to. Recently, the winter period, we've been in kind of hibernation out here, and I've been eating kind of unhealthily.
I think all of us have.
That's just the way it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's now picking up out here, so I'm gonna start getting back into the running. My wife bought me some electrolyte water yesterday, and she said, "I bought this for you to, help you, encourage you to run because you've got a bit of a belly on you."
That's motivation right there.
Right? Yeah, I know.
So, is there any roles you feel like you want to play that you've yet to go for, or that you've not really been given the opportunity to play yet?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, like I would love to play everything, because that's what acting is. I do enjoy playing the baddie. It's always nice to play something because I'm not a particularly nasty person, but it's nice to get into that headspace and be a little bit nasty. I do enjoy those sort of roles. But yeah, I mean, it's just the industry's changed so much from back in even the 90s and Grange Hill days, that it's difficult to find roles. It's difficult for people to see me and think, oh, he could do this or he could do that, because acting isn't so, I guess, important anymore. I don't know, it's very strange.
I know what you're saying. Yeah,
they're always looking for real people, like they're looking for people with real backgrounds in certain things, as opposed to somebody who might be able to do the research and act it. It's a bit of a strange one, but for me personally, give me a bunny costume and I'll become the Easter Bunny. That's just I like playing Let's Pretend and using my imagination.
Yeah, you might be wearing an Easter Bunny costume in a few years when your daughter gets a bit older. So
well, she'd have me wearing it, when I walk back through the door today, if she had her way, I'm sure.
Exactly. So when growing up as an actor in mind, who were your inspirations growing up?
So Michael J. Fox. That's why I've got the J in my name there. My middle name is John, so it's legitimate. It's not just added there. But myself and both Aidan, actually, that's one of the things we connected on massively is Michael J. Fox. He specifically movies like Back to the Future and The Secret of My Success. He's just got this really interesting kinetic energy.
Yeah.
It's physical as well as performance orientated. He just is so watchable. I've always enjoyed watching him. He's been a massive inspiration. People like, as far as acting is concerned, you've got like Denzel Washington and Michael Fassbender, and just incredible performers that whenever you watch these guys, you just kind of get lost in what they're doing. Frances McDormand, I watched Nomadland recently, and I just absolutely adore her. I think she's amazing. Viola Davis. These are performers that we know so well by name, but when they come on the screen, it doesn't matter how well you know them as a celebrity. They just take you on a ride with their performance, and I just think that's such a remarkable gift to have. I'd say like Denzel is probably my number one favorite actor.
I totally get that, because he's made some amazing films over the past 10, 15, 20 years, whatever it is. So and he picks and chooses his. I was fortunate enough to see him do a live
screening a few years ago. He was at a screening of Fences.
Oh wow!
And it was him and the cast. He directed the movie, and he got up afterwards and he spoke extensively about the making of the movie. And there's just something about him. He commands a room.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Denzel Washington, so obviously, but he's very astute and very knowledgeable, and just such a wonderful performer. I'll watch anything he does, and that includes the recent movie he made, which was just absolutely terrible. It was one of the worst movies, called The Little Things.
I never watched that
Leto.
one. Oh right,
it's really, really bad. Don't waste your time.
I won't.
But yeah, it's anything he's in. He ticks the boxes.
Yeah, I totally agree. I just want to ask you one last question, and it's what do you? I know you've said a few things you've got in the works, but what do you plan to do in the future?
So I've got a feature film that's all set in the UK. It's a British gangster film.
Cool.
I've been working on that on and off for about 8 or 9 years now. Just trying to pitch it to various people to get off the ground. It's interesting because it's a British gangster film, which I've intentionally taken out all the bad language. So it doesn't have any swearing in it, because every British gangster film I've ever watched has always been, so I figured I wanted to do something more in the style of like Only Fools and Horses.
Nice.
With the language I kind of grew up around, this very kind of street style language, but yeah, just not effing and blinding. Yeah. So that's just one of the pulls for that particular piece. Cool. I've also written a vampire movie out here, which I'm getting people to look at. So nice. Yeah, I'm trying to get projects off the ground and make things happen. So who knows? I mean, the beauty of this industry is it can literally change overnight. Exactly. I auditioned for a Disney project a couple of weeks back. I haven't heard anything yet, but I think it's a pretty big deal. It's a small part, but literally if that came along, I could hear tomorrow or next month, and that could change everything drastically. So I guess the thing is you always have to be on your toes and ready to adapt to any given situation. Yeah. Because you never know what's just around the corner.
Of course. Can you say what the Disney film is, or have you signed one of those things?
I have no idea, because it was just an untitled Disney project, which means that it's one of the big ones. So I think it's one of the TV series. But they probably, even if I booked the part, they probably wouldn't tell me until I got onto set. That's how things kind of roll out here, and try and keep them top secret. Yeah,
I totally get that. You don't want everything being spoiled and ruined. So
no, exactly.
So I want to thank you, Peter, for today. It's been great chatting with you.
Well, thank you, man, for having me. And I see you're a Cobra Kai fan.
I love Cobra Kai.
Nice. You a fan of the original Karate Kid movies?
Yeah, I've watched them 100 times prior to Cobra Kai. So yeah, bloody love it.
Yeah, the first Karate Kid I think is one of my most favorite movies of all time. Yeah, and I was fortunate enough when I was much younger. I worked with the director John Avildsen. He directed a movie called The Power of One, and I did about 2 or 3 weeks on that movie, just as an extra, doing background work.
Oh, nice.
But it was a pretty amazing experience getting to see him in action. And then I watched the Karate Kid actually out here. Gosh, must have been about 5 or 6 years ago now. They did a special screening at Quentin Tarantino's cinema.
Oh, wow.
And he was there along with William Zabka and some of the other guys from the original Cobra Kai. They did a Q&A beforehand. Wow. And what was amazing about it is John Avildsen shot the entire Karate Kid on a camcorder as rehearsals. So if you go online, you can actually see the whole movie in rehearsals that he shot on his home video. It's really, really fun to watch, and you can watch them kind of all figuring out the scenes and how they're going to play them.
That's really cool.
It's worth a look.
Nice. Did you watch that in cinema, by the way, the original Karate Kid, or were you too young?
Yes, no, I was too young to see it when it first came out on the big screen, but I definitely caught it on VHS. Yeah, it was one of my most prized possessions, my Karate Kid VHS.
Wow. Nice. It's amazing that you're a Karate Kid fan then. So have you been watching Cobra Kai?
Yeah, I'm all caught up. I know what's going on. I'm excited for the next season.
Yes. Same.
So yeah, I think they're just getting underway filming it out here at the moment. So hey, you never know, I might get a little part in it. I've told my agent, be on the lookout.
Let's hope you might be Crease's wingman.
I'll play Terry Silver's son. I think he's going to be coming into the 4th season.
Yes, there you go. You've got a role. Awesome. Well, thank you, Peter, again. It's been great chatting.
Adam, you're a star, mate. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you too. Take care. Thanks.
Take care, brother. Bye-bye.
Bye.